Hello and welcome to the first of a possibly new series on the channel. We will be playing Green Dawn! I really like Green Dawn, and especially nowadays when I'm having internet issues and I can't play Hearthstone as reliably as in the past. Well, Green Dawn has been carrying my day. It has been like the highest point of my days. Well, so I had no idea what character bring to you guys. So then I start thinking, okay, what's one thing that I really like, doesn't matter how I do it, and doesn't matter the game. Pets. I love pets. I remember that back in Diablo my first character was a witch doctor, where I just tried to hoard the most pets I could, and I liked to walk with an army. Now, why am I showing Necro, this guy right here, this Cabalist right here? And by the way, in Green Dawn, if you don't know, the classes, when you mix classes, you get new names. So Cabalist is Occultist plus Necromancer. I'm showing this guy because our build will be kinda building this guy again. You can see that he's level 26 right here, which is honestly nothing. But we are not going to be playing on main game. We are going to be playing on a custom game called Smash and Grab. Now, if you know what Smash and Grab is, you might now be screaming something like, "That's cool!" or "That's cheating!" Well, if you don't know what Smash and Grab is a custom mode where every time you level up, instead of 3 mastery points, you get 5 mastery points, and every time you find a devotion altar, instead of getting 1 devotion point, you get 3 devotion points. Why am I going to play Smash and Grab? Am I too bad for main game? No. You can see I have a bunch of guys that I create on main game, and if we go to the custom thing, you see that not all of them are here. In fact, there are different guys here. So there are a bunch of builds that I try building on my main side. We're going Smash and Grab because it's probably going to be faster for you guys to see the growth of this build, and we are going to just try to have some fun, okay? Okay, so while I work my magic and create the files back for the custom game, I'm gonna make a quick cut. See you guys in the very next second, thanks to the magic of editing. Okay, so thanks to the magic of editing, here we are again. You didn't miss anything, as you can see. So, the other thing that I also forgot to mention in Smash and Grab is you kinda go faster through your XP points. Well, in later stages, I mean, because on the early stages is actually kinda the same thing. The 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 first levels is kinda the same thing by all the tests I've been making prior to this video. How am I going to record? I'm not going to record literally every step I'm going to give on this game. I'm going to be showing like you important stuff. Like I want to show you guys where I like to go and farm my new characters. But the main road, I'm going to be like jumping towards what's important and useful, right? So I hope you like it, this director's cut I'm going to do, and if not, you can ask on the comment section like, no, we literally want to see you, every step you take, every breath you take, I'll be watching you, or something like, no, we really want you to go exploring everything and not just running through the game, because I kinda like to run through the game, while there's people like my brother that likes to explore everything. If there's shadows, he has to explore. Like he doesn't listen to Mufasa like, oh, there's dark, don't go in the dark. No, he literally likes to explore everything. So anyway,
still drawing you.
I'm going to be running even to the conversations unless the guy is telling you something really important over lore. For example, when we are going to find lore about the Caphonians, I'm sure as hell going to read, because I'm really into Lovecraftian shit. But most part of the time, I'll be like this, okay? So, I want to start showing you guys where I like to farm my new characters. And I'm going to do that. Therefore, I am going to be showing you the first steps. I know I could be like dodging the attacks of this soldier, but honestly, I don't even. I mean, why? There is no necessity. I like to put my tonic of mendings right here, because in Green Dawn, believe it or not, I like to play on my mousepad from the laptop. So, and right here we are. This boat. Now, what this boat have in special? Like, why is this boat here? Well, this boat takes you to Hargate's Isle. Ah! Words are hard. Hargate Isle or Isle. I'll go with Isle. Okay. I'm sorry. English is not my native language, as you might probably realize by now. Like, why is this hobo talking? Why is this hobo trying to record a video? Well, this place is perfect for farming, because we get here on level 1 and these guys are level 5 or 6. So you beat the crap out of them and you get a ton of XP from the snakes. Or I should say slips if you're like a lore whore. I'm sorry, you're not a lore whore. But you're just a person that really likes lore, like me. But if you want, if you like the title, well, I'm a lore whore as well. Anyway, you just beat the crap out of them, and you get your XP, like huge numbers of XP. Now, attributes you still win the same percentage, I think. I told you guys that I want to do a pet build. Now, as a pet build, I'm going to do a Cabalist, with Occultist and Necromancer. Why? Because that's how you get the most pets in the game. You could be going for Shaman, because Shaman has the Briarthorn, or Brian, how I like to call, and I really like Brian. In my opinion, Brian is the best pet in the game, but I want quantity over quality. And I'm going to start as a Necromancer. Why? Because I think Necromancers can survive through basically anything once they get Spectral Binding. For these first points, if this were like your main thing and you only have 3 points, I would do something like this. But since this is going to be like 5 points each level, each time we level up, I'm going to put like this, 2 points here, 2 points on the raised skeletons. Now, don't be like, oh, this guy is a pro, I'm going to copy every single thing he does in the game. No, I just play how I like to play, okay? Honestly, I might be really bad at game, but I just have a lot of fun playing my own way. Like, someday you guys are going to see a montage of Frank Sinatra's song singing I Did It My Way, and it's going to be awesome. And as you see, we already got to level 3. Is it because of smash and grab? No, actually, even in main mode you can do things like this. I do things like this on main mode all the time, because this is just the best place for farming. I take every new character here. If I ever do more characters, more gameplay of characters, you are always going to see me here. Another thing of the smash and grab that I think I kind of forgot to tell is you get a bunch of bits. You got a bunch of that sweet iron Bitcoin. Because the guys who made the mode were like, oh, we want to give a bunch of Bitcoins so you can just mix and match all your builds, and if you don't like a talent you can go to Sedina and remove your points and put your points back wherever you like. And that's actually pretty awesome. I really like bits. So for skills, now you can see we have 10 points weighted. I already have the skeletons. I want to progress because after the skeletons the next thing we can get is the bite thing right here. But at the same time I also want Spectral Binding, and I want to show you why in my opinion Spectral Binding is one of the skills that you have. Yes, you have to have with Necromancer. I'm going to put on the 9 hotkey because honestly it's a toggle thing, so you just click and forget it, right? And right here you can see we lose an initial quantity of health, but then now we already have at level 4 1200 health almost. Now I know this is a lot faster than it should be because of the smash and grab thing, the smash and grab mode. However, this really scales fast, even when you're just getting 3 points apiece. This is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best survival things in the game, next to Pact of Mordragon, which is another survival thing that gives you a bunch of health on its second step, I would say, in the mastery growth. Sometimes this altar is here, sometimes this altar is not here. So I don't know why this altar shows up or doesn't show up sometimes. There's something fun here that I kind of want to show you. I don't know if you guys knew that. Maybe, well, probably you do, because you watch Green Dawn on YouTube. You know a lot of stuff. But you can swap weapons here, and it's kind of pretty fun. Like, you go like, oh, I'm shooting you at distance. Oh, you got close? Okay, now I can punch your brains out. I only discovered it recently and I kinda love it. For now we're just taking everything, because taking everything is fun. But you guys are going to see that I kinda have prejudice against items. If the item is not green or blue, I basically don't even pick it. And I kinda like ranged weapons a lot more, because I feel like I can keep people at bay, but I have no problem going close quarters to shoot everything in the head. Let's equip this weapon now, because this weapon now has more damage. And my skeletons are going in the world and killing people. Like they should. Yeah, let's give the skeletons one more point, because they are doing a great job. Now, every time you level up your pets, you're going to see they disappear, because they're outdated. They're not good anymore. They're like a MacBook. Well, you just summon them back. And you enjoy your army. I would like to sing Army of One from Codeplay, but like, honestly, it's not an army of 1. Right now it's an army of 4. So I can sing Army of 1. But that's the greatness of playing builds that you play alone, right? You can sing things like Army of 1 or I Stand Alone, and it sounds fucking awesome. At least for me. So here we just completed the circuit. Words are hard. Circuit of Farm, as I like to call. We take the boat home. And honestly, here's when I click pause, because I'm going to show you guys one thing. You see this main road? To quote Darkest Dungeon, the main road will take you to hell. But in that gaping abyss, we too might find redemption. Well, you just follow this main road all your life, until you get to Lower Crossing. So yeah, thanks to the magic of editing, you guys are going to be on the next boss. Which is not actually the boss from Waking to Misery, that's actually a boss in the middle of the way. I'm giving spoilers, I shouldn't do that. And so here's the boss. I spoiled you guys about Farog the Blooded, and he's dead. Now, if you're playing on the main mode, he's not hard, but he's going to give you like a little bit more. He's not just going to go out of the ground and just die, you know. That's just that was a shame. that was quite sad for him. Fashion Grim Dawn. Right here. From your favorite YouTuber that you didn't know until yesterday, because nobody knows me. The path here is blocked, so you kinda can open this door and go inside, and you have some lore about Inquisitor Creed, who's actually a character that you're going to find later in the story. And boss magic again. Okay, we got the lower crossing rift, or portal as I like to call it, because portal is so much more fun than rift. Rift. It's like lift, but with an R. Anyway, you guys can see I have a new spell right now. It's called the Bone Harvest, or as I like to call it, the fuck you wave. Cause look at this. It's a wave, and as you're about to see, it kills everything in its way, from the very beginning. Not just cause we are in Smash and Grab, but even on main, this thing is stupid. So that's why I call it the fuck you wave. I mean, every time you cast this, you can feel the happiness growing in the hearts of men. Not in the hearts of Ethereal, of course, because they are beaten to death. But in the hearts of men, you can just feel the like, whoa, it's a new Taylor Swift album. I'm just kidding, of course. Look at the skeletons. The skeletons, if all of us were to go to work or go to classes like the skeletons go to attack things, the world would be a better place. Because you just look at them. They got this. They go running. It's like it's the job of their life. They're like, I died for this. You know? The Burial Cave. Now, inside the Burial Cave, the source of the dead is, as you can see on the screen, right above my character. And where my voice is trying to sound it like it's something great. Well, right here you find the Reanimator. The Reanimator, it's a guy that, depending on your build, he can give you some trouble in the start of the game, but other times, depending on your build, he is as easy as taking candy from a baby. Now, in our case, he was as easy as taking candy from a baby, but it's not kinda his fault. We are in Smash and Grab after all. Now, you just killed the Reanimator. You can see that your quest is like, okay, return to Captain John Bourbon. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to return to John Bourbon, be who he is, because going through this kinda secret path, you can find more Ether Crystals and a Devotion Altar. And Devotion is really important for Grim Dawn. Devotion is the thing that you start Grim Dawn and you're like, what the fuck is Devotion? And on later stages of the game you're like, oh my god, where is the next Devotion Altar? I need more Devotion points. Well, I'm going to show you guys what Devotion is all about. Let me just show these points here. Okay. So, here's Devotion. You just look at this and it's like you just went to an astronomy or zodiac convention. I don't know. There's a bunch of constellations. Like, here you look at the imp, here look at the rat, and they all have their kind of little lore about, like, the lion represents bravery, valor, and the birth of kings. Or the tortoise represents fortitude and unlosing the dedication. Well, yeah. each of the constellations is going to give you something special. Like, you look at the lion, and the lion is going to give you on its first star, you could say like this, 4% more health, 8 defensibility, and plus 3% health to all your pets. We are going to get the lion. Because, oh, I don't have devotion points yet because I didn't clear the shrine. Okay, let us play about the shrine, and then we go back to the constellations. So each time you find the shrine is going to require something from you to be restored. On this case, it only requires a nether crystal, so just offer it and it's okay. Other times it has been defiled, so you have to actually kill the spirits that are defiling it. Well, that aside, now I can show you the devotion points, because now I have the points. So for example, we gain plus 4% health and 3% health to our pets. And on the next thing on the lion, we get 15 spirit, 100 health and 3% movement speed. And when we finally finish the lion, we get 15% to all damage and 12% to all damage for our pets. And skeletons count as pets. I don't know what's the logic between a human dying and then a human becomes a pet. I guess there are humans that are already pets on their human lives, but I don't see where the prejudice comes in and like, oh, you're dead, so now you're a pet. Perhaps because they don't have a brain of their own. Maybe, I don't know, like the animals from the occultist, they probably have brains, right? Anyway, the only thing I'm going to do here is basically clear this Afro crystal here, and I'm going to go back to Devil's Crossing. So, meditate of editing. I'll be finding you guys in a second. Okay, we're back in Devil's Crossing, as I told you guys we would, and now we talk to Captain John Bourbon, and we tell, oh yeah guy, we killed Reanimator. He was like, creature was doing that? Yeah, a creature was doing that. And he's going to give you more quests. Now one of the quests is going into this small ass room, talking to Kasparov, which is the inventor, and he wants us to give 4 ether crystals, and that's why I was hoarding those. And after that he's going to tell us to find his apprentice, which is Darlet. I love calling her Darling, because, I mean, the joke is already there, right? Darlet, Darling. And right here you can find Barnabas. And Barnabas asks you to find 5 scrap. Sometimes finding scrap is a bitch, but time we had 5 scrap. So we just gave, and he is going to fix the thing which needs scrap, but then he finds out that we have a bunch of the snakes down here poisoning our water. Or presumably they are poisoning our water, so we gotta go into this tightest spot and kill a bunch of snakes. And that's exactly what we are going to do on our next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys like it. And if you guys want to improve this somehow, your comments are really important. Your feedback can guide this in a whole new direction. Like, you can be like, oh, okay, I like what you're doing, or I don't like what you're doing, but you could do this. Or try going for the Constellation X instead of this constellation, because it's going to be a lot better for your Petmaster build. Or even you can go like, I want to see you doing, I don't know, an Arcanist Shaman build, which is going to be a Druid actually, because Grain Dawn lost, but I want to see you doing the Druid build, and I would take as a personal challenge, especially because I don't like Arcanists. I'm sorry if you're Arcanist. Anyway, see you guys next time, if you do come back.